Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. I've got a video here from Walter's World, which I usually enjoy his stuff. It tends to be kind of hit and miss with you guys, but you guys are in a unique position to usually like confirm or deny his videos. Um, so this one is what not to wear in Europe. He just posted this like 2 days ago, popped up. I was like, this should be kind of interesting. Um, I know Americans definitely seem to be more laid back. Not all of them, but and me for one. T-shirts, shorts, sweats, ball caps, whatever. But if you go into New York or LA or something like that, it tends to be more fashion forward. But those type of people are everywhere. Um, a lot of fashionable ladies in my family, but I'm not one of them. So let's get into this. I will link this video in the description along with links to Patreon, how you can support the channel here on YouTube. If you haven't done so, go check out Patreon. We just started Kunk on Britain last week, and she is hilarious. Love Diane Morgan. Her humor just kills me. Um, but yeah, let's just go ahead and jump right into this video, and you guys let me know your thoughts.
You're going to wear on your European vacation. Hey there, fellow travelers, Mark here with Walter's World, and I am not a fashionista, but I've traveled Europe for decades now, and I've noticed some things that are important to wear, but also what not to wear when you come to Europe. And so what we have here today are what you shouldn't wear as an American tourist coming to Europe. And the thing is, you have to realize when you travel throughout Europe, whether you're here in France, you're going to Spain, you're going to Lithuania, culture and style is different everywhere. So you're gonna have to make some accommodations and some changes depending where you're gonna be. But what I wanna kind of give you is this kind of overall idea, because here in Europe, what you tend to see is people are more put together with their outfits than more laissez-faire, all right? So let's get started with the first thing I think Americans should know about, and that is don't wear athleisure when you're going around town. Now, don't get me wrong, if you wanna wear your yoga pants in the hotel or your sweatpants when you're on your plane rides, that's fine. But when you're going around town, athleisure is not a thing when you're here in Europe. People wear their athleisure when they're going to the gym or when they're coming back from the gym. They don't wear around town to go to the museums, go out to eat like we do in the US. So that is one thing I think you really should know. Because you might get some side eye from some French people going, why are they going to the gym at midnight, right? So be aware of that. Now, another thing I don't recommend you wear are your sports jerseys. You know, your team jerseys. And I know you may say, but I came to the UK, I wanted to see Manchester City. I want to wear my jersey when I'm here to celebrate. Look, if you want to wear a jersey when you're going to a match of that team, that's totally fine. However, around town, unless you're 12 years old or under, you don't really wear your jerseys very much here in Europe. And the reason I say that, if you go to some place like the UK, some pubs will not let you in if you're wearing a jersey, all right? And be aware of that. And I'll tell you, you might meet someone that is a very big fan of the opposite team of that jersey you're wearing, and that can cause some problems. But I'm not saying don't get them, so if you want to...
That's interesting to me. I mean, like, I guess they did say kids. Like, my son will wear... He's grown out of the last one that he had, but he'll wear like Panthers jerseys. Um, he's got like Charlotte Hornet basketball jerseys, but a lot of times he'll wear like T-shirts with like and I'm same with me, especially in wintertime. I've got you guys have seen it. I wear my Carolina Panthers hoodies, and I've got the sweats to match. I've got jackets. I got it all. Um, But even I mean, he's talking about like even beyond just sportswear, like because a lot of Americans, will wear baseball caps, and uh, most commonly, and it's really like it is kind of a fashion thing. You'll see people wearing like LA Dodgers hats or New York Yankees hats a lot. But I mean, even like one of my baseball teams, the Cincinnati Reds and stuff, like I'll see people, even just reaction videos, I'll see them wearing uh, those hats a lot. So that's interesting, really interesting.
Pick up a jersey when you're here in Lille, get the jersey and then wear it back home because no one's heard of Lille's team. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably have a much better body than I do, but I want to tell you is you don't want to flaunt your body and your skin when you're traveling around Europe. I mean, don't get me wrong, you've worked out, you want to show off those muscles and those abs and all the good stuff, but I will tell you, a lot of times in Europe, it'll be seen as inappropriate. Like if you go to Italy, they won't let you into some churches because you're not dressed right. And when I say it, like, don't wear too revealing of clothing, it's almost like, I don't, maybe say this,
gorgeous.
Don't wear your beach attire unless you're at the beach, because honestly, if you're like in Barcelona and you try to go into town with your bikini on and your beach stuff on, you can get fined from that. And that's one of those things when people get upset with over tourism and the tourists not respecting culture, a lot of times it's the outfits they're wearing and where they're wearing them. Nobody minds if you're wearing your bikini on the beach, but if you're in town doing that, you might get some side eye and told, no, you cannot come in here. But hey, if you've got it, go ahead and flaunt it, but don't be surprised if you get a little more than side-eye when you go to certain situations and certain places in Europe. Now, the next thing I don't recommend you wearing are bold colors, bold patterns, bold graphics on your shirts, because here in Europe, you'll notice all the people walking behind me, you're seeing a lot of browns, a lot of grays, a lot of blacks. They have much more muted colors and fabrics and patterns here in Europe. And if you're wearing that bright orange, that bright yellow outfit, you will be noticed. I mean, there's a reason why when you have your car safety kit here in Europe, it comes with an orange vest, so you'll be seen and you'll be noticed. And you don't want to do that because that draws attention to you. And that can also be said with your jewelry. You don't want to wear the big flashy jewelry when you're here because, I mean, here in Lille, I'm not too worried about it. But if you're in a city like London or Paris where there's a lot more pickpockets, you become that target. So the bold statement.
I think that's something that any large city that you go to. If I was going to New York, I'm not going to wear diamond earrings and a big old diamond necklace. That would be like I personally wouldn't travel with that stuff anyway. But like, I think that's again kind of one of those common sense things.
Maybe tone it down a little bit when you come here. Now let's talk about shoes. Always an important topic. I know it's one of Jocelyn's most viewed videos and most commented on videos, but I want to tell you, in general, I tell you, don't bring non-travel shoes. You know, like high heels? Look, high heels and cobblestones equal broken ankles to people who did not grow up walking on cobblestone in high heels. Because you will see people walking around in high heels in some places, but they're used to that. And if you're used to walking on flat surfaces all the time with no bumps in it and heels, you could have some problems. So I recommend maybe don't bring the high heels.
Honestly, don't know. The last time I wore heels, maybe at a funeral. Maybe, and I'm not even positive about that. They might have just, I think they were just more like kind of Mary Jane type shoes. Well, not, they didn't have a strap, but similar. Flats. Yeah. I'm wearing flip-flops right now. It's summertime here. I pretty much only wear flip-flops unless I know I'm going to be walking around a lot, and then I'll wear my sneakers. But like flip-flops or sneakers all the time for sure.
Heels unless you're going to go out to a specific thing, because it'd just be taking up space in your luggage that you could put in for buying new shoes when you come here. Because one thing I want to tell you, shoes are very regional here in Europe, and so you can buy shoes that really fit in with the locals. I know Jocelyn, one of her favorite things to do when we go to Spain and Portugal, she always buys a few pairs of shoes when we go because she loves them so much, and then she has super cool shoes when she goes back home. Now, another kind of shoes I would tell you not to wear when you're going to be coming to Europe are new shoes. Look, we all like to get new shoes. I just talked about Jocelyn getting new shoes when she's here, but she doesn't wear them when she's here because they're not broken in. Because you're going to be walking 20, 30,000 steps a day, going all over these beautiful cities, enjoying the museums. And if you have new shoes that aren't broken in, that's going to give you, painful feet, maybe, give you some cuts, some, calluses and stuff. That's going to make it much more of a painful experience in Europe. So make sure you bring in good worn-in shoes. And if you are going to buy new shoes for your trip, get them like a month before and wear them to break them in so your feet are ready and the shoes are ready for all that walking. Now, another thing I recommend you not bring, this is especially for my study abroad students, you don't need to bring your school colors with you. Like your big Harvard sweatshirt or Illinois or Michigan sweatshirt kind of thing. Ohio State, the Ohio State University. Yes, we are all proud of the universities we went to. But one of the things is that honestly gives you away as a tourist right away. But it's not just like the big Illinois orange and blue that's on you. It's also the fact that a lot of times those sweatshirts are actually cut very wide, and clothing here is much more fitted, and so therefore it's kind of a giveaway that, oh, they're not from around here. So just be aware of that. So if you need a sweatshirt, just hit up the local shop and get a jumper or a sweatshirt or a coat or something while you're here to kind of fit in better. Another no-no I have you are baseball caps. And this is one that when I made this video years ago, I got a lot of pushback from people from the UK and the Netherlands. And yes, if you're in the UK or the Netherlands, you will see people wearing baseball caps occasionally. What you have to realize in the US, like I teach in a university and literally half my students will be wearing baseball caps every day. The number of people wearing baseball caps in Europe is minimal compared to the US, so that's why sometimes it's a giveaway. And here's the thing, if you see baseball caps here in Europe, it usually is a New York or LA baseball cap, and that's kind of it. Anything more, like if you got a Savannah Bananas one on, it's probably gonna give it away that you're not from around here. But I will say, if you wear your baseball cap backwards, 100% guaranteed.
Hey, if you guys don't know who the Savannah Bananas are, you should look them up because they're a treasure.
It's a tourist, all right? Now, I don't want you not to have head coverings, but the thing is, you can go to stores around here and get hats that fit in better, okay? But honestly, if you don't want to get a hat when you're here and you want to wear your baseball cap, I would rather you have that baseball cap that said, I'm a tourist, and not burn your beautiful few last bits of hair left on top of your head. But baseball caps, not as big here. Now, if I kind of want to sum up what it is when you're thinking about what not to bring and not to wear when you come to Europe, think about anything that kind of makes you look slobbish or oafish kind of things, you know, like the cargo, like the baggy cargo pants, the baggy sweatshirts,
See, those
anything
are
with a
back
pajama
now.
vibe.
All that stuff that was big in the 90s, like, I swear, like the light colored tan or khaki, like, I think of like old Gap ads that were so big, like oversized t-shirt, the kind of baggy, almost joggerish type of khakis that were so I mean I wore them as a kid in the 90s. All that stuff is back, like in fashion again. At least it is here.
Is not something that really works here, that what people really wear around here, because I'll be honest with you, how you dress will impact how people treat you when you're here, because how you dress shows respect to other people, and that is something that's very important here in Europe. So if you're going into shops, you're going into restaurants, and you're looking very slobbish and oafish and kind of things, don't be surprised if they treat you a little bit slobbish as well. But if you look put together, look, I'm no fashionista, I just have a nice jacket and a nice kind of hoodie that goes on here with my nice little jeans on, and I get treated much better than if I would wear a really slobbish outfit. I know this is a very touchy subject for a lot of people, and no, I'm not a fashionista, as at least 1,000 people will comment down below, but these are things you should know about your clothing when you come to Europe to be treated better, because yes, it does make a difference, whether it's a safety thing, i.e. wearing those bold colors and bold jewelry everywhere that makes you a target, or just to fit in better so the locals appreciate you better, they can make for a better time. Anyway, what are your do's and don'ts, what you bring when it comes to packing to Europe in terms of your clothing? Let us know in the comments below, and I wish you all the best, and have a great time. I want to say thank you to our Patreon.
All right, that was good. That was good. I think like usually like his videos. A lot of it, I think, is common sense. Of course, you don't want to be sloppy. I'm not gonna. I think anybody, when you go on vacation, you tend to bring nicer clothes than you typically wear on a regular day at home. But yeah, it sounds like the UK was what was it agreed with the ball caps, so should be good to go when I come there and wear my caps. But I think it's just kind of easy, like on one of those days. Maybe you might be going to museums and you're going to be tracking around a lot, and it's like you know there's a breeze or there's light rain or something. It's like, well, I'm not going to fix my hair to put a hood on, or I'm just going to throw a cap on, pull my hair back, or leave it, whatever, and do what you got to do. So I think it's more of a convenience type of thing. And, like I said, you can make your fashion work around it and make it look good. The teams, one that's interesting. Do you guys not wear like your team jersey just because you think you might run into like an opposing person? Like somebody who supports it? Because I feel like that's kind of silly. Like, like for instance, I'm in North Carolina, and some of our biggest rivals for like American football would be like Atlanta Falcons or New Orleans Saints or Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I feel like we're so close to Atlanta too. And so you'll see people. I mean, not even that. Even Texas teams, you'll see Dallas Cowboys hats, and if I'm wearing a Panthers hat, somebody's wearing a Cowboys or a Falcons hat. Like, so, like we might exchange a look if anything, and that's about it. Of course, if I do opposite that, usually if I see somebody wearing, like, especially if it's something that I don't expect to see in North Carolina, like, um, you know, uh, it's becoming more prevalent now because they've gotten better. But like a Cincinnati Reds cap, which is an Ohio team, I'm like, hey, I like your hat. Or if I see like anything in West Virginia, Marshall, which is rare. Every once in a while, I'll see a sticker or something. There is a girl at my son's school that went to Marshall. Surprisingly, one of the teachers or TAs, I don't know what she is, but um, she had on Marshall stuff, and I was like, "Hey, I went there too. That's where I grew up." So of course, like stuff with that, you'll talk to them and have some small talk about it, but that's kind of it. But that seems silly to not wear it all together because, of course, like, they're all going to be fans of different teams and stuff. And I imagine that's the case there. I don't think there's going to be a big fight brewing unless, like, there's a lot of alcohol involved and it could have been over anything. But I get the point of the video. I agree with most of it, but you guys are in a much more unique position to agree or say what's what, just because not only are you in Europe, but most of you have had the opportunity to get out of the UK and go to Italy or go to France or, Switzerland, wherever. And you'll have to let me know if you agree with his stuff after that. But I enjoyed it. I like I said, I usually enjoy his videos. I think they're informative. I think there's a reason, like, he is a superstar, a YouTube superstar that he is. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. Have a great day.